Hey guys, Janet here, aka Gameonesis, and today we are going to be looking at my pickups from the Midwest Gaming Classic, which is an expo that takes place in Milwaukee. It has a bunch of different vendors, and it has things from retro to modern consoles, but really heavy on like more of the retro end. So you'll see computer stuff, you'll see pinball machines, a lot of arcade machines, some level of tabletop gaming, and other things as well. There are panels there to check out, special guests. And it lasts the weekend. It lasts Friday through Sunday. So I went to that. I went on Saturday and Sunday. So I went on April 14th and 15th. It was my first time at the Midwest Gaming Classic, and I wasn't really sure what to expect. I knew it was kind of a smaller convention setting, but it really surprised me in the amount of stuff there was to do and look at, and I had a really good time there. So definitely check that out if you're in the Midwest area. For me, it was only about an hour drive out of Chicago or so. And I had a really great time, and I love visiting Wisconsin. Such great food, such great beer, such great people, and it was just a really good, fun weekend to get to dive into games and meet and talk to a bunch of other podcasters and YouTubers and content creators. So definitely we'll be going back next year, and recommend that you guys check it out if you have not already checked it out. Alright, so in no particular order, let's just take a look at the things that I picked up at the Midwest Gaming Classic. So one thing I grabbed for free was this Man vs. Snake poster that I'm pretty excited about. Man vs. Snake, if you guys aren't familiar, is this really awesome documentary about this guy named Tim McVeigh who was going for the world record on Nibbler, which is just like an old arcade game where you have the snake and you're, moving around. It's my description of Nibbler. And this is one of the best, gaming documentaries that I've ever seen. I've seen, a couple of them, the big hits, like Indie Game the Movie. I've seen, some esports ones. Actually, I haven't seen King of Kong yet, oddly enough. But I've seen a bunch of those. And Man vs. Snake is such a great one because Tim McVeigh is just, this kind of, just kind of, for all intents and purposes, just kind of a regular guy, and it's really inspiring to see him try to get the score because he goes through quite a bit of stuff in an attempt to get it, and I find it really inspiring, and the amount of effort he puts in and the way he moves his schedule around because he just works a very regular job, and he's using his holidays, and you see his wife and his family trying to support him in this, and you see his struggles and his desires to make this happen. It's just a very inspiring, moving documentary. And I would love to meet Tim McVeigh because I think he's such a, triumphant story. And yeah, I really love this documentary. So I went ahead and picked this up. It was actually just free. They had a couple other posters as well. And they had some, a picture of Walter Day and one of Billy Mitchell, who was actually there, which was kind of surprising because, he had his scores recently redacted because of his emulator scandal. So it's just kind of been, a wild time. But anyway, picked this up, really excited about it, excited to put it in my room and kind of look at it as inspiration for trying to achieve, what seems like in a ridiculous, really challenging, intimidating feat, but sticking to it and trying over and over again, even, or maybe especially in the wake of failure. So I'm going to have that up in my room and kind of, be pushing me towards my own gaming and my own writing goals and my own creation goals and all of that. Man vs. Snake. So check that out if you haven't already. It should still be on Netflix. Next thing I picked up was this PlayStation hat, which says established in 1994, which I just absolutely had to have because, of course, PlayStation has such a fond memory in my heart. So I definitely had to pick this one up. And I got compliments all weekend over it, which was pretty cool and, reaffirmed the purchase. And I was really glad I picked this up actually because it was snowing the whole time I was there, and this just kind of helped keep everything from hitting me in the face. It was snowing or raining or hailing. So yeah, pick this up. I'm not a huge hat person, but I like them sometimes, and I think this one's super cool. This t-shirt from Yeti was there. So this is a Yoshi shirt, which of course Yoshi's Island is one of my favorite games ever. And this one was the Touch Fuzzy Get Dizzy shirt. So I wish it was I told someone I bought this and described it, and they're like, oh, is it all wavy? And I wish it was when you touch fuzzy and everything goes crazy. But it does have the little fuzzies there. It's a little bit harder to see on camera with the lighting. But there are little fuzzies there, and there's a bunch of Yoshis and a bunch of Shy Guys, and it's a little bit, more cutesified, but not full-on chibi, which I'm kind of trying to get away from. Like, I think the chibi art style is really cute, and like I do like T-Turtle stuff, for instance, but like sometimes it's like a little bit too much, I feel like. So I like how this is kind of a mixture, and I love the colors. This is one of my favorite colors ever, so I had to pick that one up. At the same time, also from the Yeti, I got this pin. I'm not really a big pin person, only because I don't have a jean jacket that I like to put all these pins on, but I do end up owning a lot of pins, and I wasn't going to get this for that reason, but I just had to because I just thought it was so cool. It is like it's like a popsicle, like an ice cream popsicle thing, but of Mario, and I think that's really neat. So I picked this up as well. Got a few art piece stuff, so I got from Jeff Lee makes these drawings and also coloring books of Q*bert. So I got this one. This is actually volume 2. I just like the art more in this one than volume 1, so that's why I went with volume 2. And I think it's so cool that he like never gets tired of drawing Q*bert and thinks of all these different ways to portray Q*bert. So there's like, you know, there's Dewbert, where it's like Q*bert with like a hairdo, haha. There's Stewbert, which is Q*bert in a vat of stew. Then there's like this, you know, super introspective Q*bert, where he's like reflecting on his different selves. You know, there's just a bunch of weird stuff in there like that. And this was just, you know, a quick $5, and, you know, he signed it and everything, which was nice. I can't remember offhand who created this, which I'm kind of sad about. I need to kind of do a better job keeping track of all that. I'll try to put as much as I can in the description for you guys if you want to pick up any of the stuff I picked up. Also, there was this artist that did a bunch of like unicorn prints, so and it was like even unicorns have to, and it was like all these different things like do chores or work out or, you know, whatever. So I got the even unicorns have to pay their bills, because I feel like it's a very real it's a very real sentiment that I could, you know, sometimes use a reminder of. So I'm gonna have this up in my room somewhere to kind of, you know, working through the financial aspects of my life. Yeah, so this one, actually do remember, it's from Pixel Visions, which does like 3D pixel art and clay sculptures. They also are open to taking commissions, so I'll put, you know, their info in the description. I got this like diorama type thing of the Cheep Cheeps from Mario. I just think this is a really creative way to display some art that is, you know, kind of a somewhat common like type to do, I guess. You know, like perler beads are not like the most unique thing necessarily in the world, but it's like a unique take on something that a lot of people are kind of out there creating. So I thought this was really cool. And, you know, I love Mario, I love Cheep Cheeps, so I just thought this would be like a nice thing to kind of have on my shelf and display. And then one big thing that I got that I've been looking for a long time was, as I mentioned to you guys before on this channel, like, and just kind of on social media in general, like, I am slowly collecting the things that I ignorantly gave away as a child, or tossed away rather. Like, I just got rid of a lot of my old gaming stuff. And when I was a kid, I had a Game Boy Advance, and I had the pink one. And I've noticed I've gone to a couple retro shops just kind of here and there, and I've always been, they're not that expensive, like usually $50 or something, $30. But they never have the pink one that I had as a kid, and that's the one I want. I'm like, that's the one I want to buy back for myself, because I love the color, and I loved it then, I love it now. And I was finally able to get that at the Midwest Gaming Classic. So pink GBA, and I love that it's like a little bit see-through as well. And I picked that up with a copy of Spyro Season of Ice, which actually still has the price tag on it, which is kind of, you know, funny timing with the Spyro remaster coming out. And it's cool, it came with the batteries in it also, which was kind of an added bonus. But this screen is of course not backlit, so it's like super dark and kind of hard to see. So I actually went back the next day and found this light. I was gonna get a warm light for it, which is just, you know, the one that kind of curves over, and it's kind of the standard one to use. Like, a lot of people just use a warm light for this console or the Game Boy in general. But I picked this up, which is the Game Boy Advance Light Boy Advance. I picked it up for $8. I'm sure you can get it probably on, you know, eBay or wherever as well, for probably around a similar price. And it actually has both a light and a magnifying glass. So I was mainly interested in the light. I was a little concerned about the magnifying glass, actually. I thought it might make it look weird. But it's really easy to put on. It just kind of clips in there. There we go, and you hit snap, and it's really easy to just kind of leave it on there kind of at all times as well. and then you just kind of, once it's snapped in there, you just flip up the light. I love that sound. So the screen does need to get cleaned a little bit. You know, obviously it's a bit hard for just like facing the camera to like get a sense of it, but it does a really good job at, you know, just being able to see everything a bit more clearly. And you can actually use it completely in the dark and it still works. And I kind of like that this is a bit sturdier than the warm light, and the magnification makes the screen a little bit clearer, but it's not like so magnified that it looks weird, which is what my big concern was before I bought it, but I'm really glad that I had made this purchase. Alright, and that does it for the things I picked up at the Midwest Gaming Classic. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, be sure to comment below, and make sure you have subscribed if you have not already subscribed. And I will see you guys here next time. Bye!